Welcome to the Fret Friends Podcast, a guitar and music podcast here to instruct, inform, and showcase. Fret Friends is a podcast from AP Guitar, a music tuition business established in 2012, which provide lessons, workshops, and courses to students all over the world. So here's your host, Adam Picard.
Yes, welcome. We are back. Season 2, Episode 8 of Fret Friends. I'm your host, Adam, and we are going to be talking about knowing when to have a break from guitar. And I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot here. I do not mean a break from lessons. But maybe that's one for another episode. I'm fully comfortable with that. Today is knowing when to have a break if you go on holiday, if you are fortunate enough to go on holiday. Do you take your guitar with you? Do you leave it at home? Do you think about guitar when you're on holiday? If you're going away for a long time, do you buy a guitar whilst you're there, etc., etc.? And I think there's lots of different ways that you can look at this. So I'm going to look at it from my point of view, and then I'm going to try and explore some other. It's really important for me to tell you right now that I don't need the toilet. No, it's really important to tell you right now that this is completely and utterly non-scripted. See, I got back from holiday last night, and all I knew that I was going to do today, apart from teach, was record a podcast. And this is possibly related to this, but I had in my mind and on my to-do list the entire holiday that all I had to do, quite simply, was come up with a title for a podcast episode to record on this very day, which is Tuesday, the 28th of October. Did I do that? No. Did I try? No. And that's fine, because I was on holiday and I was in that holiday mode. And I very rarely relax. I actually think quite a few of my students that know me, when I said I was going on holiday, I think they were quite relieved. You know, just take a step back, Adam, just chill. Right, as this is unscripted, there may be a couple of little breaks, pauses here and there, blah, 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 you know the drill. And I'm alone. So the last 3 episodes have been really wicked. I've really enjoyed interviewing 2 of my students and one of my friends who works in the industry. And yeah, massive thank you again to them for their time. But today, you've got me on my own. Lucky you. All right, let's get to it. So I just got back from a week's holiday, and as I say, I very rarely relax, and I will be honest, I very rarely relax at home either. I am hopefully come across quite chilled out to students and people that I'm working for, basically. But this season's all about being honest and open, and I'm not. I'm really not that relaxed of a person, and I do try. I try everything. I try so hard that I actually have a list of things to do, and the things on the list are things to help me relax. But the problem is that then I stress about getting them all done, so it completely doesn't work, and that's basically how I am. So the holiday was good. I actually managed to switch off. It was really cool, really cool. Barely looked at my phone, which is, you know, I mean, most people are kind of stuck to their phones in this day and age, but a lot of people aren't still. So that was not a thing on holiday. I thought my family deserved my presence, and I am grateful to have had their presence. We had times where we were just sitting and just being, and actually, yeah, the word is relaxing. Would it have been that way if I took my guitar with me? No. Nope. Because I would have felt bad. It's that thing that's just there, sitting there in the hotel room on that random chair that they always put in there next to a phone that you're probably not going to use. It would just be sitting there in its case or not in its case, and it'd just be staring at me. Like, you brought me all the way here, buddy. You risked my life, buddy. When are you going to pick me up? When are you going to play a chord on me just so you feel good that you have played me? And it may happen, it may not happen, but it certainly wouldn't be productive. Now, this is live. Don't get me wrong. Some people learn guitar for those moments. So they want to take their guitar on holiday. They want to come and have lessons so they can string some chords together. They can play some songs, and then they can go on holiday and they can play those songs, and they can sit on their balconies with their mineral water, and they can sit there and they can play those songs, and the sun is setting, and it's actually a really sweet idea. That's when you'd want to take it with you. If you are taking it with you because you want to keep going with the grade that you're learning, I have a couple of students who, one has a guitar in their family home, which is abroad. Another was going to visit someone, and a loved one in a different country for a month, and he said, should I buy a guitar? Because those two people are working towards their grades, and they'd feel like they were, going to forget everything that they've learned in that week or 2 weeks or even longer. And that's up to you, isn't it? At the end of the day, you're not going to forget anything, really. And if you're the kind of person that's practicing every day or almost every day at home, I actually think it's beneficial to not take your guitar with you and to actually have a break from it, because it could be a bit tedious. You don't want to resent it. You don't want to ever think of it as a chore. Now, in this grind sort of mentality that we have these days, you're supposed to think of it as a chore. Sometimes it can be. And if you've spent money to go on holiday and you're with other people, do you really want to be like, oh, guys, I'll be back in a minute. I've just got to go and play the C major scale at 115 BPM, 2 notes per click? Probably not, is my point of view. So it depends who you are. So I think we've covered 3 different things there. There's my point of view, which is, I haven't really discussed my point of view, which is, I think, just have a break. For me, I just needed a break. I needed a break from everything, from home, from the studio, from my phone, from people, and from my guitar. And you should be able to say that out loud and not feel any guilt, because it's normal. It's completely normal. And you know what? We got back last night. I did miss my guitars when I was on holiday, and I thought, actually, absence makes the heart grow fonder, in a love film from the early 2000s. But it does, and I haven't felt that for a long time. So that was quite a nice sense of missing my guitars. I couldn't wait to get back and play them. And last night we got back, and I just sort of put some clothes away and fell asleep. This morning, I couldn't wait to get in here. I'm back in the studio now. I've missed this place, and I've missed my guitars. I miss playing guitar so much. And I've had some students today, some online, some in person, and I just couldn't wait to see them. And it's been really, really sweet. And I've got a couple more lessons later on. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Everything feels good. And all it took was 1 week of nothing. What an investment of your time. Just 1 week, just forgetting everything and everyone. And then you realise what you have. And a lot of that was about playing guitar. My fingers felt a little funny, and we talk about the calluses on the ends of your fingers, and I think, well, mine are still there. I'm feeling them now, and I've played quite a lot today, but I didn't lose anything. If anything, I actually picked up a guitar, and the first thing I played was something different that I don't think I've ever played, or I probably have played, but years ago. I played something new. I was like, what is that? And that's just coming from not playing, and things feel different again, don't they? I don't know, I suppose for non-guitar playing people, it's when you get back in your car again after a while and you drive it and you're like, oh, this feels, I remember this. But yeah, I started playing different things, and that's only because I had a break. To conclude me, I think that it was only a positive that I didn't take my guitar on holiday with me. I only see positives, not one single negative. And that's me. Let's turn to the type of student who is having weekly lessons, mainly weekly, and they are doing really well. What does it look like for them? I actually think the same thing would happen to them. I don't think they would forget anything, and I don't think things would be that terrible when they came back to continue learning the song that they were playing. And again, I think, personal lives aside, I think it would be good for them just to do something completely different for a week and not think about it. For some people, it's not even on the cards. Maybe I even say in jest, are you taking your guitar with you? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, good, But so that's that type of student. Then there's the other student who has something they're working towards, possibly time sensitive. A grade. So I would say about 10% of my students are working on grades towards a grade with me, and whether they have a date in mind that they want to record their exam, or whether they actually have a physical date in the diary to record to go and perform for their examiner, they'll have something that they're working towards. So with that, depends what kind of holiday you're on. There's also the logistical part of it. If you're driving somewhere, if you're driving to Cornwall in the UK, you're probably okay. If you're going abroad, do you want to risk it? I've taken guitars abroad with me for gigs, work, so for when I've actually been playing abroad, I've never had an issue, but there are so many people that do have issues. And, if you've got your nice guitar that you really like, and then you've got your first guitar that you kind of play a little bit, maybe take that one with you. But be realistic. How much are you going to practice? Is it just going to sit there in its case staring at you? Is it going to get used lots? Can you make it into a thing where it's enjoyable and, kids are playing around with it as well? If it's a sociable thing, sure, but it shouldn't be there just for you to continue playing. And then there is the student. So I have a couple of students who have family in other countries, and they may go there to spend time with that family for sort of like a month, 2, 3, 4 months at a time sometimes. So they'll obviously be working and such still whilst they're there. They will work remotely. What do you do then? Yeah, you have to take a guitar, or you have to buy one, and when you're there, it's probably even worth doing that, and then leave it there if you can with somebody, a family member, or bring it back with you. You have to. 1, 2, 3, 4 months, that's not going to work. Sorry. You will forget things. You will have to not start again, but you'll lose a lot of what you have earned, deservedly and rightly so. So, I don't know. It's hard to say go and buy a guitar when you're there, but I think something would be better than nothing, even if you bought a second-hand guitar whilst you were there, or you bought a cheaper new one. All right. I think that's covered all of them. I hope this episode hasn't been too informal or sort of lazy sounding. It's not. I'm just very relaxed, and I enjoyed just talking about what I wanted to talk about, and I didn't give the content any thought at all. So I hope that has flowed okay. And I hope to see you at the next one. We'll have 2 more of this season, then we'll have a little break. And I look forward to seeing you at the next one.